Alright folks, welcome to part 4 of the Alundra tutorial. Where we last left off, we had defeated the Reptilicus Maximus here in Reptile Lair. We got the little cutscene here with the Rave Ghost, and now we run over here. After this is spawned, we go up here and we get the left chest only. The right chest has the fire scroll, but we never use that. You never need to get it, so just skip the chest on the right. Only get that if you're doing 100%, and why would you be doing 100%? It's a bad category, don't do it. You generally want to avoid getting your HP back there, because we will be intentionally killing ourselves in the next dungeon, so you don't need to worry about getting your health back before the next dungeon. We head on out this way, and jump on out here. And now we're going to be heading back to town for the Giles Nightmare section here. So there's a shortcut right here. This chest is money, so don't bother with that. And we are running back to town. Alright. I believe there's a cutscene here with Jess, where he says something's afoot with Giles. Yeah, right here. We got all this, and then after this we head up to Giles' house and talk to what's-her-face outside of Giles' house. And then a similar deal to how all of the other pre-Nightmare dream sequence stuff, we need to talk to pretty much everybody in the room, and end your talking next to the person whose dream we're going to be entering. The last person that we talk to is Giles. Alright, so we talked to, I think, Meia first? Or no, talk to Meia first. Talk to Giles, or Septimus. Talk to What's-Her-Face. Talk to Giles, and then stay here, because this is autopilot. Be prepared to hit cross here to say yes. And then hold left to face Giles, tap square, and then have to hit cross again. In the Japanese version, remember, you can just spam square to make that work. And now we are in Giles' Nightmare. So this is a pretty annoying dungeon. It's not super dangerous, but it's just annoying. So in the first part here, we're going to leave through this top door, and then go in here. In this room, you can see we got this spike ball here. When we end up leaving this room, we want to make sure that our health is at 5 or below. Generally, I want to keep it either 4 or 5. So that's what we're going to be aiming for this room. So you start like this. You do a charge attack to get those two. And then you can charge attack those two. This is the US version, remember? So these things have quite a bit more health than the Japanese version. Another thing to remember when you're doing these charge attacks is that the charge attack also hits stuff slightly behind you. For these, the strat that I do is I hide in the corner here, because you don't have to chase these things around the room. The farthest they can spawn from you is like right there, so just do that. The next thing that spawns is a fake treasure chest, or a mimic. In the US version, it takes one charged hit and then another 2 slashes to take it out. So before I leave the room, I'm going to intentionally get hit by that to get my health down to 5. That is right about where I want to be. So when we leave the room after hitting the switch and go down over here, drop down into here. While this is loading, start holding down square to charge your sword. Hit that, jump on this, and then up to here. For this part, it's important that you listen for that audio cue of the stone thing sliding and wait for it to finish before you leave the room. So you only have to hesitate if you do things quickly for like less than a second, but make sure that you do so, because you want to make sure that the doors finished opening. Otherwise, you have to do this part again, and it's horrible. So here you just follow this path through here. Just push those blocks the same way that I did, and it'll work out exactly perfect every time. So here we go into the save point. This bit is important. It's super tedious, but it's important. But here, we want to equip the bomb and the flail in our menu before we do anything here. So make sure you do that. That's very important. Also make sure that you don't have a Wonder Essence. If you have a Wonder Essence by this point, you need to use the Wonder Essence and then bomb yourself down to 5 or below health, but not dead. So 1 to 5 health if you had a Wonder Essence. So after all that's done, we're going to go up to the save point here, and we're going to save the game. This is for every version of the game, so Japanese and US and PAL. You always want to do the same setup. So, like I mentioned at the start of the run, you have to do Alundra runs starting from an empty save file, or with no save file created. So here we're going to save the game. Okay. And then this part, you're going to want to just get a bomb out, and then blow yourself up with the bomb. Okay. So what we're going to be doing here is game overing 20 times. So here we're going to quick restart. This is our first quick restart. So here we're going to get a bomb out, and then blow ourselves up again. So this is to unlock the legendary sword. In order to unlock the legendary sword, you have to kill yourself and use quick restart 20 times. This sets the flag for the game to unlock the legendary sword for us, which we'll be getting later. In the Japanese version, the only button you have to press in this entire segment is the circle button. You can just mash circle for the duration of this 20 quick restarts. In the US version, circle does not select menu items, so when you get to the quick restart screen, you have to hit X. That's the only major difference here in versions. So we're up to number 4. I'm going to fast forward this. So this is still going to take a bit. This one's number 5. The way that I do this is I count with my fingers to do this. This is number 6. I think the way that Speedrun does it is he has a little piece of paper to write down which one he's on. Whatever works for you. Just make sure that if you're going to lose count, you want to err on the side of caution for this, because you don't want to undercount. You don't want to stop on like 19, because that just wastes time, like a lot of time later on. That's number 9. So all told, this takes about 6 minutes real time to do. So I usually tell my viewers during this part, hey, if you got something else to do for 6 minutes, now's the time to do it. You might also be thinking, hey, this takes 6 minutes to do, and plus the time it takes to go get the legendary sword. How could this be worth it? I believe we figured it out that the time you save by getting the legendary sword and the damage output it does, you save like 10 to 15 minutes throughout the course of the run. So I'd say that's worth it. This one is 14. And despite what a lot of like the FAQs and the official strategy guide for the game says, it's actually 20 quick restarts is what triggers the legendary sword. Don't believe what any of the other stuff on the internet says about this. I looked up the RAM values in the game as it's running, and I did some testing with it, and it is actually 20. 20 quick restarts or more is what triggers the legendary sword to become active. So this one's number 18. Man, this is a lot more tolerable in fast forward mode. This one's number 19. And then this next one is number 20. Okay. So, once we quick restart here, then we can continue on with the run. So we will have quick restarted 20 times right now. So, now we're going to go up here, get our health back. We're going to get our magic back. If you want to be really safe here, you can save again, so that you don't have to do that in your early attempts. I would recommend doing that for early attempts. So once we're done with that, we go out through the teleporter here. You want to hit that with your flail. That's the only way you can hit that. This you want to be careful when you're jumping across there. That gap can be kind of trolly sometimes. We're going to go right on up through here. Here we're going to switch to our sword. Start charging it and go in the corner here. Because similar deal with these guys. You want to, oh man, they're really giving me the business here. These guys will only spawn off to the left of you. So to avoid having to chase them down, that was really horrible. Holy crap. Alright, then up here, I'm going to use an herb just because. We're going to be doing some damage boosting later. So here you want to switch to the bow and arrow. Do this to hit all of these. It's essentially left, right, left, right. And if you do dashing during this, you'll never not make that cycle. Then we go up into the teleporter here. When this loads, you want to hold up. They go right into this door. In here, we're going to just get hit by those and then continue on. They always only do 1 damage to you, so it's not a big deal. Here we go up, right, left, up for that. Okay. Here we grab this and then bring it over to the left. And then for this, you want to be careful that when you throw this up onto here, that when this disappears, you're holding left, because we want to drop onto the left platform that's below this hole that's going to spawn here. So right like that. Okay, so if you happen to fall into this hole here, here's how you get out. Chances are you're probably going to fall into this at least a couple times during your runs. So you gotta hit that, and then go up through there. And then that spawns you back here. So that is how you reset this area if you happen to fall during this process. I just saved the state again instead of loading it. Okay, well, we'll show how you get back then. I just woke up, guys. Give me a break. Give me a break. So anyways, if you do have to reload this area, you still have to do this puzzle where you're hitting these to get the blocks to go up. But you don't need that that ice pillar, because this hole will already be open. You can just do this to go down into here. Alright, let's save the state. So for this, you want to pick up this, go over here. This jump can occasionally be tricky. You need to jump from the very far edge of that chest over there. You don't need to open that chest, because it just has a Gilded Falcon, which you should never need. And you go over this way. Throw this up here. We're going to switch back to the sword for this. You get these to spawn, and then you pull them down that way. And for this, you want to jump up on here. This is what I do. So the things that you're supposed to fight here are the little shadow things. And because we're up on this elevated position, the only places that they can spawn is here, here, and here. So if you stand here with your charged sword, you can fairly easily hit these guys without having to chase them down. Just like that. And then you run down right there to get that. And then for this, you want to be holding up during this. Just like that, to fall into this door. For this, you hold down square, because you want to start charging your attack to take care of these guys quickly. Okay. And then down here, what we're going to do is switch to our bomb and bomb this door. So behind this door is a Wonder Essence, which we're going to need for the boss coming up. In both categories, in US and English, we get the Wonder Essence here. This is just pretty much part of the route now. Alright, go through this door. And then we do this this puzzle. So hit this one, this one, this one, and this one. And that will solve the puzzle. Very easy solution. You're going to dash into the door right here without hitting the wall. If you need health at this point, and you kind of do, for this part, you're going to want at least 12 health should be good, but it might be cutting it a little close. You'll see why when we get to the spot here. So for this, when we hit this switch, a switch up here is going to spawn, and then once we hit that one, a switch up here is going to spawn. So in order to make this jump from here to here, the best way to do it is you want to line up your jump right here, so that you're already on the edge of this ledge here, so that you can make that jump when you're jumping from the top of the switch. Alternatively, you can make this a bomb jump, because this is honestly the trickiest jump in this whole part here. So what you do is you line up on that corner there, get your bomb out, hit the switch, and then do that to make that much easier than it otherwise would have been. Otherwise, you can just do this with regular jumping like that, but it's slightly harder to do that. So when you're starting out, I'd recommend making that a bomb jump. Okay, so this for this part here, you want to damage boost off of that. Okay, let's save here. Right here, you want to damage boost off of this, like that, and then down into here. If you do that fast enough, you won't get hit twice by that platform on the right. Though that can happen. If that does happen, then chances are you're going to die if you're at below 12 health. So you want to be really quick for this. And you want to fall in this middle part, because we want to be on here. Alright, so for this, when you grab this, we're going to use that to kill these enemies here. As you might recall before, that any thrown items like this will one-shot enemies. So that's pretty handy. Watch out for this. Make sure you don't get hit by those spike balls. Okay, so when we throw this on here, it's going to drop us down into this next section. And then we gotta kill these 4 bug bags. These guys can also be jerks, so watch out for them. See, we're already at super low health. If your health gets below like 8 at this point, you're generally going to want to use an herb. Don't worry about how many herbs you have right now, because here's another noob strat. This thing is an herb generator. So you can get pretty much all of your health back in this room here. These will drop health, and only health, I believe. And then if you reload the room, this pot will, or this plant will respawn, and what this plant does is it occasionally drops herbs. The drop rate appears to be maybe 50-50 for those, so if for whatever reason you're running low on herbs, especially in the US run, you're going to want to make use of that to just stock up on herbs, because in your early runs, and even in some of your later runs, you're likely going to need all the herbs that you can get. So I would absolutely recommend doing this to get some more herbs if you need them. Okay, so now that you've done that, when you come back out into this room, shadow guys spawn. So what I do is I stay on this this narrow ledge right here, because these guys will only spawn on the ledge. So I just hang out here for them to appear. If the last one doesn't appear, you need to move around a little bit like I just did there. And then once you get the last one, this door opens and we go in it. So for this room, we need to kill all 6, I believe. 6 or 8 of those guys. So what we do is we go up here to the top step to start this little cutscene here. And then, once they finish teleporting out, we're going to go down to the middle of the room, open the menu, select our Earth Book, and then cast Earth Book. And then hope for the best. So, ideally this gets all of them, and it sounds like it did. Okay, good. Okay, good. So that's how you want that to go. And then the next thing is the boss here. So you talk to Giles. This is where I split for the boss. So this is Soul Leach 2. So here's how this this boss goes. So I believe in both versions of the game, if Giles gets eaten, I think it's a game over. So here's what happens if Giles gets eaten. Yeah, it just straight up kills you. So you never want to get Giles eaten. A way to keep him from getting in there is to just push up against him like that. The intended solution to kill the boss is to use bombs like this to hit the boss. So that's essentially the pattern here, is that in between all this, you need to be pushing up against Giles to keep him away from the boss. But that's not how we're going to kill Soul Leach. Okay, so here's how we're going to kill Soul Leach. Okay, not like that. We're going to go up against him like this. Okay, we want to jump down, use our Wonder Essence, switch back to the Earth Book, cast it again, and then boom, he's dead. So that boss fight takes like 2.5 minutes on the US version. On the Japanese version, it takes about a minute. But if you do that strat with 2 casts of the Earth Book, it just kills him. So very, very, very quick way to kill Soul Leach. So that's how you handle that boss. If for whatever reason you don't have casts of magic, do the strat that I did earlier with the bombs. It'll take forever, but you will kill the boss. Alright, so that's how we do Giles' Nightmare and Soul Leach. Next up is Magiscar, so we got some plot here of them just talking for a little bit. Once the mayor talks to you, that's when you know you're ready to move again. So now we're going to head up to Magiscar, which we've already been up in that area once before. It's kind of in the north part. We've gone up nearby there for the sequence break already. So we take the northwest exit of town and head north. Going up these stairs. You're going to want to equip the flail and the bomb anytime before we actually get to the dungeon, so usually I just do it here. And then we go on in here to Magiscar. So there's a cutscene here, which I'll fast forward through. Alright, so for the most part, the tricky bits of Magiscar are going to be fire management for this. Okay, so Magiscar. So we grab a torch right here, use this torch to burn this bush. Going down here, get this. If you can, get onto this quickly. If not, then just wait for it to come around again. Burn this bush, and then right here you're gonna mash square to get that guy out of the way. Jump on this platform. Go down, up a little bit. Try not to get hit by that. Jump immediately when you get on there to sometimes avoid that. Here you want to switch to the sword. grab this pot and kill the bug bag immediately with it, or miss like I did there. That's also strats. Okay, for this, you can grab that from there. You don't have to move the barrels just yet. So now we move the barrels over, just like this. Charge your sword while you're on the ladder here. You don't necessarily have to kill those guys to get them out of the way, but it certainly helps because they can break the barrels if they're in the way. All right, go up here, hit this, dash, go right, hit this. You could do a ledge walk to get past that, but it doesn't save that much time. For this, you want to go through the door, hold down sprint, and just sprint past that guy to get past there easily. For this, I do this. Oh, why didn't it go up? And this, you can just sneak past this guy. Here, hug the left wall, and then what I do is I go to the save point in both categories, and I go get my health and MP back. This dungeon can be super dangerous. This is also another dungeon where I recommend saving if you're not confident in your ability to get through the dungeon quickly. So for this, we go over here, through this door. In this next room, we need to take out the 3 enemy generators here. So you stand here to get... You want to get both of them in the same swing. Then there are too many bug bags on this little island here. Let's get these guys out of the way. Then you want to stand there to get those guys out of the way. Get any health that drops. Hit the switch. This is why this dungeon is super dangerous, especially in the US version, as those guys have all the health. Pull out a bomb when you're jumping across there. And then into this room. Okay, the strat that I do... Oh, forgot. There's So you can make this platform if you hold down and right, but that jump can be tricky. The alternative way to do that is to just go up here and wait for a little bit. And then just hit the platform. If for whatever reason you fall in down here, here's how you get back out again. You go up and to the left, into this room, and then up onto this teleporter. And this brings you back to the main room right here. And then you just, you have to go back and do this room again, where you have to hit the switch to get the platforms out of the way, but you don't have to kill the teleporter enemies. So that's how you get back here. But you just practice this, it's not that hard. Okay, and in this room, we do that. There's a couple ways to do this room. The way that I do it is pretty foolproof, though. You just grab that, do a jumping throw, and it hits that. And then you go over and go get the chest. There's a way to damage boost off of the plants to do that, but I don't know. That seems way less consistent to me, so I don't do that. Okay, up here in the chest, up here there is an herb. So for US version or safety route, you can get the herb there. For this, we want to hit the switch as soon as possible right here, and then dash past all these enemies. Pull out a bomb right here. Stand right here, throw the bomb right there, and that should kill all of them. Pull out another bomb right here. And then you're going to want to kill those guys ASAP. Just like that. So, for those guys, just use bombs. It'll be faster. Go up through here, and then we're in the dreaded turtle room. So in the turtle room, what we need to do is get a turtle up here, and then get him to burn these. So once we get that, we need to kill the other 2 turtles. Just like that. Use bombs to get rid of them. This room can also be super tricky, so that's a strat there. Generally, you don't want the turtle on the far left to come out of its shell. because then you'll be doing too much damage to it. But just getting it over to that part of the room is what you want to have happen there. That room can be tricky, so practice that one quite a bit. Here you go over here, grab the key. I hop right back on here. Oh god, oh god. Okay, we're fine, we're fine, we're fine. So the way that health works in Alundra is, even though there's an animation of the health bar ticking down. By the way, I do this. I grab this by walking, and then go over and do this. This causes this guy to be in his puddle form. Even though the health looks like it's ticking down and you can out-heal any damage applied happens immediately. So you can't, like, open the menu fast enough and do all that. So that jump is tricky. But if you do a bomb jump, you have a lot more leeway. So, like, if we jump from here, we can just barely make that. If we jump from here, we pretty much can't. But if we bomb jump, we can pretty much make that. So your leeway is like half of his left foot. If the edge of his left foot is past there, then you can barely make that. So if you need to be really precise for it, you can do the pause buffer strat to find the right setup. But as you can see, there's a fair bit of leeway. Oh jeez. In how that works. So if you need to, you can do a bomb jump there. These things generally have a lot of health in them. Generally. Okay, there's one. So if you need health, you can get some right there. Okay. Up through this room. This guy will start spawning a monster once you go up the ladder, so be prepared to run once you get through there. Here's another spot to cut some grass for health if you need to. Down this way. For this room, if a drop of water falls on that, it causes the flame to go out. So be on the lookout for these drops of water, because that can happen and you have to reset the room if that happens. So grab this, watch out for the water, throw that on there. Grab this one. Like this. I take out the middle one. And then if you need more health, just do that. And exit south. Here you just go like this, and out through the south door. In the next room, pull out a bomb as you're jumping onto this. Go right, throw the bomb, down, and then jump up to go into there. Sprint to the left, and then we're on to the final-ish portion of the dungeon after you hit the switch. Make sure that you hit the switch before you fall off, otherwise, oh man, you gotta do all that again. So then we go into here, to the 4 switch room. So from here, we go into the upper left door, and then the order I do these is this one first. Okay, so this room. We need to light all 4 torches in the corners of the room. So first step is you go over here to these. I start with the right side. Do this. Again, watch out for the drops of water coming from the ceiling, because they will put out your torch. For these, make sure that you're not holding down while you're throwing the torch, because it will completely whiff the torch and you'll have to reset the room. So this is another one that will require practice to get good at. Also, that can happen. So if you hit any of the spikes during all this, you also have to reset the whole room. So things not to do in this room. Like here, if you're doing this, you completely whiff the torch. So you want to turn and then make sure that you're not moving at all when you do that. Same thing for that one. Just like that. See how fun this area is and runs? And then this last one can be kind of tricky. So for this one, you want to jump from here. Don't even bother with this one, because that one's just a red herring. Alright, so once you hit that, do not leave yet. You need to go over to this and use it. That is the trigger for areas being complete in this part. You always have to read the pillar thing before you can move on. Alright, next one is this one. You might remember this room from the Part 0 demonstration. So for this, all we have to do is hit this, and then we can go and read the thing on the wall. So the strat that I do here is you take this, jump and throw to burn that bush, and then we're going to be doing a ledge walk here. So you need to look at the top of Alundra's shadow when he's facing down. As long as you can see a pixel of his shadow right there, then I believe you're good to just go past there. So a good way to set it up is you do it right here on this L shape here, because if you go too far down, you won't fall down, and you can easily do the setup here. So if you need to, you can do pause buffering, and then you can check there. So you can do this, which is the dash buffering, to try and get short movements. The other way is just like this. So stuff like that. So you walk right on past this, hit this, jump on down here, hit that, and then we leave. Alright, so there's 4 switches that we have to hit in that first room for this, but we only have to complete 3 of the rooms to activate the switches. So we only have one more room left to do, and it's the one in the upper right. This one's pretty easy. So for this room, you have to throw and light all of these before time is up. So you can see if you wait too long here, some drops will fall down and put out these torches, just like that. So what we're going to be doing here is we're going to grab the one next to us, do a jump throw, like that. This one is a standing throw. This one is a jump throw, and then we grab this one, jump down here, and do a standing throw onto that one. And that's a consistent way to do that. So again, a little bit of practice, and that one's no problem. All right, so now we're done with the pillar rooms. So before we go and take that lift that we activated, we're going to go into this room in the upper right. This is pretty critical to the route. So you want to burn this bush here. In the chest right here is a magic essence. So before you open these chests, make sure that you don't already have a magic elixir and or a wonder essence. This is a wonder essence. So we grab this. If you already have one or the other, then just go ahead and use them before you open the chest so that you can get a fresh one with full magic and or HP. Okay, so once you get those, we're going to go down here, hit this one once, hit this one 3 times so that they're facing towards each other, and this one twice. And that'll cause this to fall down. So once you get on there, be prepared to move immediately here to get on this, because that starts moving very quickly. You jump onto here, and then jump onto here. Okay, the next room is kind of on a timer. So here's the strat that I do for it. You jump up here, grab this barrel, and we're going to ledge walk and damage buffer here. Alright, so for this, we're going to damage boost, not like that, I was too far to the right. We're going to, here we go, we want 1 pixel of his shadow on there is the correct alignment. So I'm going to damage boost off of this, and then we're going to keep going up and then straight left to ledge walk around and then into the door. It's like this, and then like that. And that gets us over there. If for whatever reason you're off by a little bit and you get damage boosted down here. The way that you get back is down through this door, and then that puts you right over there to where this is. So to reset that, you just do this, and then right back down onto this thing. So that's how that looks. So again, you get up here. You want to make sure that there's 1 pixel of his shadow on there, and then up into the door here. Okay, in this room, you just want to avoid these things. If you need any health, there's plenty of pots around the edge of the screen here. So you're going to need all the health that you can get for the next boss. So I would really recommend breaking some of these pots and getting your health back. Especially if that happens. Because the next boss is kind of a banger. Okay, in this room, you get up on here and ride this over here. In this room, there's a ledge walk we're going to do. So same deal to the fire room. You want to make sure that there's 1 pixel of his shadow right there on the ledge pixels, and then you could just go right on past there and skip that whole puzzle. Okay, the health is... I was just looking at the health. For this, you're going to jump left onto there, jump onto here, and then up here. So that's an easy way to do that. If you're low on health, break these for possible health drops, and that's not that much, so we'll use an herb here. Alright, in the next room, you want to take out both of the monster spawners quickly. So up here, you get this one. Oh. You also want to take out these ASAP. Alright, and then once you take out those, these fall down. Burn these, and then before the boss spawns, you want to be ready with your Earth Book, already ready to go. So when you fall down here, the boss fight starts. So I will show you the patterns that this boss has. Here's where I split right now for Corpse Worm. Okay, so here's the things that Corpse Worm can do. I'm going to turn on infinite health here. Where is my... There it is. Okay. So I'm going to freeze my health in place so that we can show what the boss can do here. So when you're first fighting the boss, you need to break the armor that's on its back. It'll turn brown when it's broken. So the way that this boss works is it'll keep moving in a straight line until it hits a wall, unless it's towards the middle of the screen. So while its armor is still intact, it's just going to go around the edge of the screen. Every once in a while, it'll shoot out one of those ball things, and then this is an egg. When the egg explodes, it turns into flies, which can just get in the way. So when we break the armor of Corpse Worm here, its head is now vulnerable. And then it can do this, where it regenerates its armor in the middle of the screen. Once the armor's regenerated after it's been broken, it only requires 1 hit to be broken again. Another thing that the boss can do is it goes into the center of the screen and flicks its tail around. So you can see here, the head is not vulnerable while its armor is still intact. The only way to damage the boss, see here's the tail swipe is that it can do. So the only way to damage the boss is to have all the armor on its back broken and then hit it on the head. This fight is really random in how the boss moves, so you really need to be careful in how it moves. Generally, whenever you hit it with your magic attack, you want to hit it while it's near like the corners of the screen. So as it's going towards the wall, generally I stand right about here when I cast the magic. So like right here to make sure that it covers more of the screen than it normally would. If you cast magic like right here, for example, let me freeze my magic. If you cast your magic right here, you can see it's only covering a little bit of the screen instead of the whole thing. If you cast it in the middle of the screen here, chances are it's not going to hit the boss as much. So at least get in more towards the corner of the screen before you start attacking the boss. Alright, so that's all the boss patterns. So let's go into actually how to kill the boss. So let me unfreeze my magic here and restart the fight. Unfreeze all. So what we're going to do is we are going to wait for it to get down to the bottom of the screen here, cast Earthbook to break all of the armor on the boss's back, and then follow it up to wherever it's going right here, cast Earthbook again, and hopefully it hits it twice, but it didn't there. Next we're going to use the MP potion. This is the same on both categories of the run, both the US and Japanese. That's bad luck that it did its tail swipe there. Going to Earthbook again. Okay. So here it's getting its armor back. So now we want to Wonder Essence. And give it the Earthbook business again. Oh, come on, Earthbook. There you go. Alright, and then hopefully it hits it one more time. There we go. So, in the US version, you pretty much have to cast Earthbook 6 times to kill it. In the Japanese version, you can get away with 4 Earthbook casts will generally kill it. Alright, so that's the Corpse Worm fight. That fight is really dangerous and really difficult, so that's one that you really need to, I recommend that you focus on in your practice. Alright, so after the Corpse Worm fight, we got a fairly easy section of the game coming up. Here is just a cutscene with another Rave Ghost. So we go through this. Don't worry about your health and magic at this point. We're going to get it back automatically after this cutscene. So don't worry if you're at 1 health and 0 magic. Alright. So this brings us right back to Jess's house, where we got a cutscene of Septimus. After this, we're going to head straight on outside. You do want to dash down the stairs because there's no Jess cutscene. So we're going to dash downstairs and out the front door for a Sybil cutscene. So I'm going to fast forward through this. So this is just a little foreshadowing for what happens later on in the game. Alright, so after this cutscene, we're going to run down to Nadia's house, which is in the bottom right, or bottom center right of the village. We're going to go talk to Meia. Oop, not bonk into that guy. Right here, she's on the left side of the table. So just run straight up to her. The left side of this broken table. Alright, so now we're going to head up to the sanctuary. So we're going to take the upper right exit of town, because that's the closest way up to the sanctuary. No need to buy anything. Here is where I usually switch to the items that I need. So one, you want to switch to the green wind scroll, and you also want the iron flail equipped. Now we're going to dash on up to the sanctuary, and we go up to the door and talk to Septimus. That causes a little cutscene to play. You're intended for this part to go through the graveyard around back to the back of the sanctuary to open it up. But there's a reason why we equip the wind scroll. So the wind scroll will automatically seek out targets to break, or to destroy, or to hit, or whatever. As it turns out, the breakable window in the back of the monastery is one of those targets, and the trigger for the next part to happen is that window breaking. So we're going to go up here to the door, and then use the wind scroll attack. And I don't have control here, because it automatically puts us in the cutscene to enter the sanctuary. That's a quick way to skip that. So now this begins the sanctuary. This is just a puzzle platforming dungeon. No combat at all. We're going to first run down into the right, into the main hall here, and then dash down for this Septimus cutscene. We're going to automatically walk down, let Septimus in, and then we start running around the sanctuary. So start by going in the upper right door here. And then flail this switch to open the door south of us. Do not go in that door yet, because there's nothing to do there. And we're going to go back to the main screen here. Now we're going to go into the central part of the big hall and go talk to Septimus. He's on the left side. Right here. So say yes to his question. And then enter the store. Hit these two switches. I usually do bottom and then top. And then dash on out. Septimus will say, hey, come talk to me, but you don't actually have to talk to him. Instead, we're going to go upstairs on the left side. And we're going to go to the bottom room and fall in the hole. Just dash directly down. And you'll fall directly on the switch. So we're going to run straight north into this door where there's a little cutscene of Ghost Book appearing. So all we have to do is run next to the Ghost Book to get it to disappear. And then we can just run out, and then we're going to return to Septimus. So right there. And then go right on back to the main room. Septimus is in the center near the altar. Right here. I'm going to fast forward this. This is just where we ask Septimus for help. It'll autopilot you here to get you back to the spooky Ghost Book room. The order in which the books appear on the coffins is set. So if you do this the same way every time and do it quickly, you won't have to guess where it'll appear. So you can jump over the coffins if you need to. So this is the order in which they spawn. Just practice this a couple times and it's super easy. So just like that. Alright, so that gets a book of rooms. Septimus pieces out, and then we get control again. So now we're going to run over to the upper right, the second floor right side rooms, where the library is. So we're going to go into the southern room here, and put the book that we just got into the slot in the bookcase. I'm going to fast forward this, say yes. And then we're going to leave and go back to talk to Septimus one more time. He's in the bottom, or the upper right part of this room. First floor, upper right. Right here. Say yes. Going to fast forward this. That causes the first floor right side room to open. We're going to go up here. Push this desk to the right. Push it to the left. And this one down. I believe if you push these the wrong way... Okay, you can't push those the wrong way, but that's the way to press those. In both categories, get this chest. This has a health upgrade, which we'll fast forward through. hit this switch. That causes the bottom room to open. And we'll go in here. This is random. What patterns you get here? You want to push these back onto their tracks here. So this is an okay pattern. If you push these the wrong way, like that, you have to reset the room, because once you push them, you can't like push them back like that. So just push them the correct way the first time. Be a little extra careful if you need to. But to reset the room, you just go back to the main hall and come back, and that will that'll reset the stools. So there's our second spooky ghost book. And then we're going to return to the library in the second floor and turn in our second spooky ghost book. Right here. And fast forward through this. This opens up the bookcase on the right, so we're going to hit the switch to open the north door. Going to fast forward this. Alright, run up into here. So the gimmick for this room is that hitting that switch causes a chest to appear up in the north part. If you go onto there, the switch disappears. So to get it back, you just go off to the left side. So if you go over here, that causes that chest to appear. But if you go on there, it causes both to disappear. So that's how you do that. So just go up here, hit the switch without beefing it, like that. Hit the switch, and then get this. So that's how you do that room. And now we're heading back to the main part, and we're pretty much done with Sanctuary now. Pretty easy dungeon. It's a nice change of pace. We go up here, talk to Septimus. Gonna fast forward through this. And then be prepared to hit left to go down here. You still have one more input to do. So left and then down into the soul staircase. There you go. And then this is autopilot here. So that was the Sanctuary. This is just cutscenes. Alright, so once they leave, there's a fade out here. And this is where I split. Right when the UI disappears, right there, is where I split Sanctuary. Just in case you want to do the same. Alright. Now we got a little scene here. We get our health and MP back. And now we're going to go downstairs for a Jess cutscene, so don't dash down the stairs. We get our power glove here from Jess. And then we got some cutscenes here to go through. This is the Sybil's death portion of the game. So Septimus comes in here, he says, "Oh no, Sybil's dead." Alright. So for this we need to run over to Sybil's house, talk to the two people that are inside of it. Go down this way. Up here. Talk to the two women here. You can talk to them from on top of the table if you want to. Just like that. Someone's a cold-blooded killer. I think it's Alundra. Alright, so after you talk to them, we're going to leave and go up to the sanctuary area. Actually, the graveyard area, more specifically. Up this way. So we're going to talk to... There's 4 guys up in the near the gate of the graveyard. We want to talk to the guy on the right. Right here. This causes the cutscene to play. The previous night's events. I'm fast forwarding here. To go through this. And then when we get control again, we want to talk to the other 3 guys. I do top, left, and down. And then after that, we try to leave. And that causes some more cutscenes to play. So talk to this guy. Talk to this guy. And then talk to Gravedigger. And then leave. And you'll autopilot over here while these guys slowly walk by you. We're going to have a cutscene with Septimus. And then, after all that, we're going to run down to Nadia's house, where Meia is currently sleeping. And then we will start the Meia's Dream Dungeon, which is another puzzle dungeon. Kind of sucks that both of the puzzle dungeons are right after one another. Would have been a nice little break. So once Septimus leaves, you get control again. Head on down this way. Head on over to Nadia's house, which is in the southeast portion of the village. We've been there a few times already. And then we're going to talk to Septimus, who's outside. He's going to distract Old Lady, who's currently blocking the entrance to the house. For this part, Alundra is going to autopilot over in front of the door, but it won't go into the door automatically for you. So right here, this is what it does. It autopilots you to the door, but you still have to press up to go into it. So during that part, just hold up and to the left, and you'll go into the door that way as soon as you can. So here we're going to go upstairs, and Meia's on the left bed. So we talk to her. And then we enter the Meia's Dream dungeon. So for this, the way this works is you have to play hide and seek, do a puzzle room, and then do hide and seek again. And that cycle repeats 6 times. That's what we're going to do. I have a map in my notes that show all the locations of Meia, and they're all numbered of which ones to do. So the first one is in the bottom left of the map. So if you're fast enough, you can make this platform cycle before it goes up again. But that just requires practice. Go up here, get this. Actually, the first Meia is in the center of the map. I forgot. Whoops. Okay, so we get the life vessel, and then we go over here to this. Jump across here. Go down here. Make sure not to fall. So make sure to make that jump, and then talk to Meia. Run up this way. Up to the first puzzle room. So, first puzzle room's super easy. You're going to dash up here, jump, hit that, jump up on this, hit that, and that causes that to go down. Really easy. You break the Meia statue by hitting it 3 times with any weapon. You should always have your flail equipped, pretty much, for this entire dungeon. So let's fast forward through this Meia cutscene. And then once we get control again, we're just going to run down and exit this. And the second Meia is in the 9 o'clock position on the map. So in order to get there, we're going to go over this way again, up onto here, and then she is right there. So we're going to talk to her. The first 3 Meias all require you to go along the left side of the map. So then here's the second door. So for this one, there's a couple ways to do this. The way that I do it is just do all the platforming here, where you go across here, hit the switch, go across here, and then use the flail on this. Alternatively, you can have the bow and arrow equipped here to break that before you do anything. But the way that I do it is I just do the platforming first and then break the statue with the flail, so I don't have to do any extra menuing. So right across like that. Alright, so it's kind of tricky after this to make your way out again, because there's platforms you can easily be stuck on. So the way that you jump off of this platform again, you have to be careful with. Okay, so for this, it's easy to get stuck on these platforms. Like if you just jump off, you can see, oh man, I'm stuck on these, I can't move. So you need to be through these. So what I do is I jump from about here, and this puts you right between those, and you can just easily get through those. Alright, so the third Meia is in the 11 o'clock position on the map. So to get over there, we have to go all the way down here again. Ride this platform again, which we almost made the cycle there. Oh man, this is going great. Okay, so we're heading up to the 11 o'clock position, up over here. Right where she is. And then she opens up the third door here. This one's important that you don't miss these jumps, because the only way to get up over here is to do these jumps. So if you go, oh no, I missed it, the only way to get back over there is to go all the way around the entire way that we came up through here. So all the way down here, up and over here, and over there again. So make sure that you're extra careful with these jumps, because you have to go all the way around the whole map again if you miss it. Alright, room 3. So for this one, you're going to want to jump over here, grab this. And if that happens, you need to reset the room. So there's a good example of what can happen there if you miss the jumps. So if you burn any of the torches without burning a bush with it, you have to reset the room. So you got to be extra careful with this one. So grab a torch. For this one, do a jump throw to get to that one. Then you go over here into the upper left corner. Grab this. From right here, do a jump throw to get that one. Back over here. I'm going to do a quick save here. Jump onto this. This part can be tricky. From right here, do a regular standing throw. And then for this, you need to hold down and right to get out of the water here. It's not like super obvious that that's what you have to do, but it's down and right to get up onto here. Then break this, and then we get our little cutscene. So a nice little happy flashback cutscene here from Meia. Oh god, this game is depressing. Alright, jump over here. On the way out, if you can, try and make it onto that platform. It'll save you a bit of time from having to swim. If you can take the overland route by platforming to get out, make sure you do that, but it's not a big deal if you don't make the jumps. Okay, so the Meia number 4 is back where we spawned into the dungeon. So it's kind of in the center bottom of the map, right over here. So where Meia number 4 is. And then we're going to start working on the upper right doors now. And she just opened the upper right. So for this, you want to head back over to this middle part, jump up here, and then jump up here. So make this jump right over here. And then same deal as before. If you miss this jump, you have to go around and go back over to where this was, through the center part of the screen. So don't miss this jump. So this is the next one that we do. So for this one, we start off by hitting this. Start this going here. I jump onto this platform when it's about halfway through. like so. The perspective for this is weird. You can judge by the shadows here of the bottom of the platform. So you can tell like when this shadow is like the center point is right here is when you jump from the middle over to the switch and then back. Just going from where this is and where this is not a good measure of where the platform is. Because if you jump from here, you can barely make it. So you can see that the platform shadow is weird. So just get used to that. For this, what I do is I look at the right edge of this platform. When it gets to Meia's right shoulder here is when I jump. It's right there, and that lets you make that. And then for this one, when it gets to the there's a circle design here. When this edge of the platform gets to the circle design is when I jump. And then again, you're going to use the shadow of this compared to the base of this platform to judge where the perspective is for these jumps. So you're going to jump onto there, and then we're going to get this barrel. So for this, you want to line up on the right side of this when you jump and put that barrel up there, so that you can get up there as quickly as possible. And then we get another happy cutscene here. Okay. So the next room is room 5 of Meia's dream. This room is the trickiest one because it has very specific timings and it's kind of a pain to do. Again, there's multiple setups for this. I'll show you my setup. Speedrun also has a setup that has very precise movements to make it work. If you want to see his setup, it's on his YouTube channel. But for now, we need to go around this way. To the bottom left of the screen is where Meia number 5 is. It's right over here. Again, refer to... I made a map of where all the Meias are. So if you use notes while you're doing runs, just refer to the map that I made during this. And then we're going to head up here to the right side. You don't have to go all the way through this. You can just drop off right here. And then into room 5. So, the timing that I use for room 5, I do the right one first because it's a trickier one. I stand right about here. And then the visual cue that I use is when the top right block here, the right edge of it is right about there, where it matches up between the two magic uses here. That is when I hit the switch on the right. And that causes those to line up like that. And then you'll always have to break the second block, which you do by just doing a jump slash like that. And then this one, the timing that I use is I also stand right about there. And then what I do is I let these go by so that these sets of blocks are going to the right and the top set is going to the left. I wait until these two blocks pass over each other. So when they're right above each other, that is when I time my slash. And then they fall either like that, or the bottom two are one more pixel to the left. So that's the timing for that. So let's see it in real time here. Like that. And like that. So that's just something you need to practice. But with practice, it's not too bad. Speedrun has a crazy way to do that, where he enters the room at full speed, does this, bonks, and then does a short shoulder dash, and then like bonks again, and then hits him. So either way, both of them work. Mine goes off of visual cues, Speedrun's goes off of timing. Either way, pick what works for you, or make your own strat. Either way, it's up to you. The things that I found worked for me, so whatever you come up with, just go with that. Go whatever works, man. Okay, so that was room 5, and then all we got left is room 6, so we're going to head out again. Luckily, room 6 and Meia 6 are in the same location, which is the far upper right of the map. You can actually see her from right there. So we need to get over to where she is. So we go up this way, up here, jump up here, jump across there, talk to Meia, and into here. So there's a few approaches for doing this room. All of them start off up this way. So we'll make a quick save here. So the intended solution for this room is to go up here, grab the barrel, go up here, grab this, stand right about here, throw that on there, go across, break the Meia statue. So that's one way to do it. Another way to do it, which I just learned about today, is that you can grab this and then you can make a throw from the very edge of the barrel I've actually never done this one before, so this is live, folks. You can actually maybe you have to move the barrel first down a little bit. That's probably what you have to do. Yeah, like that. Okay. So that's the other way to do it. That's slightly easier than the intended way, because then you don't have to worry about timing for the other way. The other way to do it is the damage boost way, which you go like that, and then you ledge walk around the left side like that, and you have to jump up and around the left side and then hop up onto the platform, which is very precise, as you can see. It's very tough to do. You have to also hit the jump at the very end of it, and you have to do it before your invincibility wears out, which is which is rough. You can see why I don't do this strat normally, because the timing for it is ridiculous, and it's super hard to do. You can see I've yet to do it once. So, again, this is an advanced strat that I don't recommend doing. So there you go. That's how you do it. I don't recommend doing that strat if you're beginning. So what I'd recommend is the second method there of moving the barrel at the top of the screen down a little bit, and then jump throwing the flame over the thing, and then you don't have to worry about the platform falling out underneath you, and you can just continue on. So that's how you do the Meia 6 room. So now that we're done with that whole old ordeal, we're gonna go and do the red light, green light portion. So this is how you exit the dungeon. You gotta go up over this way to the top center. Right up over here. And talk to Meia to start the Spy the Guy minigame. So the way this works is that you can move when she's talking, but when she isn't, you need to be behind one of the things on the right. So, for this, you want to go up and then hide over here, right here. And then you just go up and talk to her right there. So that should be consistent every time. A thing that can happen here is that when you press up against these, you can see I was moving to the right. That's just how these things work. It automatically moves you to the right. So if one of the things that can happen is if you're like this and you try and move to the right, like it'll keep moving you to the right, and things can go wrong. So when you're doing this, just go up to this one and then just chill out right here, and then go left and straight up to where Meia is, and that should be consistent. If you don't get it on the first go through, Like if you hang out here, then the patterns get inconsistent. So if we just let this one go, she does a slow pattern there. There could be a fast one where it fills up immediately. And then those start getting random. So if that starts happening, then it's just down to luck what patterns you get. So it looks like they've all been slow patterns so far. So let's see what the fast pattern looks like. Looks like they've all been slow patterns so far, interestingly enough. Huh. Maybe it's just the same speed every time in the US version. Yeah, these are all the same speed. That's bizarre. Okay, well anyways, this is how you do it quickly, again. To review here. Just go right here. Left and up. And talk to her. Okay, and where I split Mia's dream is right here. Once the music is done playing, that is where I split Mia's dream. This little cutscene plays out here. Of this, the underground waterway breaking. If you really like the underground waterway dungeon, I got bad news for you. We don't even see it. This is the most we ever see, the underground waterway. So this is the end of tutorial number 4. I'm going to stop it once the first control gets back here. So, alright, here's where we get control back of Alundra. This is where we'll pick up part 5 of the tutorial. Thanks for watching. See you next time.